The 500 and 1,000 has been increasing. However, I can assure you there has been no breach of any of the security features. But for ordinary and common public, the looks of an fake Indian currency note is similar to genuine notes, which makes it difficult for them to distinguish the fake from the genuine. Thus, there is a congruence of thought between RBI and government. There are multiple objectives that can be achieved with the replacement of the old high denomination notes with a new series. This led us to take the decision, i.e. the Central Board of the RBI, to withdraw the legal tender character of 500 rupees and 1,000 rupee denomination bank notes. The opportune moment for withdrawal of old series is when we are ready with new series banknotes for effective replacement. Further, to replace the already existing large number of banknotes, we should be ready with adequate numbers of the new series note. As of today, and over the past weeks and months, we have ramped up our production and are ready to meet such a requirement in the weeks and days to come. Hence, it was decided to introduce the scheme that the Prime Minister announced. I will now request Mr. Shaktikanta to say a few words. Thank you.
1 minute. Yeah?
Please. I will answer that question. Let me please finish. Good evening, friends. I'm sure you would have heard the Honorable Prime Minister's address to the nation on the All India Radio and also in various TV channels and Doordarshan. The decision of the government to cancel the legal tender status of 500 rupee notes and 1000 rupee notes is a very bold and powerful and a very decisive step to fight the menace of black money and the use of fake Indian currency notes, counterfeit Indian currency notes for financing of terrorism. There have been reports which various investigative and other law enforcement agencies have been getting that all these counterfeit currencies are being used for financing terrorism. They look similar to the Indian, the legal currency notes. So far as the governor has mentioned, our security features have not been breached, but since the notes, counterfeit notes, look similar to the normal legal notes, naturally any member of the public is likely to be misled. So this is a very powerful measure which the government has taken, and as you know, the government has taken a series of measures against the black money, problem of black money over the last 2 years. And this is one more effective and decisive measure which will go a long way in that direction. The fake Indian currency notes and the use of black money also, they fuel inflation and they corrode the very basis of our economy and eat into the vitals of our economy. There are statistics which show that the circulation of the high denomination currency notes have also expanded significantly over the last 5 years or so. In fact, between 2011 to 2016, the circulation of all currency notes from lower denominations to the highest denomination, they have grown by about 40% between 2011 and 2016. But the circulation of 500 rupee currency notes have increased by 76% and 1000 rupee currency notes have increased by 109%. But during this period, that is during this period 2011 to 2016, the economy has expanded, the size of the economy has expanded by 30%. So obviously there is disproportionately high usage of high denomination currency notes. Reports were also received about use of this money for storing unaccounted wealth, so that problem also had to be tackled. There are several operational guidelines. We will be issuing a press note, detailed press note, which will contain the various operational guidelines, but our colleague Mr. Gandhi, Deputy Governor, perhaps may like to mention some of the operational guidelines. And let me take this opportunity also to mention that the exchange, with this, the government also tonight, along with this notification, which was announced by the Honorable Prime Minister, We are also launching, the RBI will releasing new currency notes with new features, new designs and new dimensions from the 10th of November onwards. Tomorrow is a bank holiday. The treasuries also will remain closed. So the new notes will be released, will be introduced to the market, will be infused to the market from 10th November onwards. Now, I would just like to show the design for the benefit of all our, the friends and those who have the cameras. This is the design of the 500 rupee, new 500 rupee note. And this has the Red Fort, which is a heritage monument. I mean, Red Fort is there. And this new series will be known as the Mahatma Gandhi new series of bank notes. Then apart from that, we are also introducing a 2000 rupee note, which carries a photo of Mangalyaan. So this highlights the scientific development and the research progress that India has achieved. These denominations size will be a little smaller than the existing notes, and they will be released to the market. And we are setting up control rooms in the Reserve Bank of India and in the Department of Economic Affairs of the Finance Ministry. The control room of the Reserve Bank of India, so far as the public is concerned, it will be set up in Mumbai, so it will be 022, and the numbers are 2260 2201. I repeat, 022 2260 2201, and one more number, again Mumbai number, 2260 2944. The control room in the Ministry of Finance will be operational from tomorrow morning 8 a.m. For the first 15 days, it will operate 24 hours. And the number is 011 2309 3230. 2309 3230. This is the Delhi number, and we will be operating a control room. And we have also sensitized the various state governments, the state chief secretaries, the director generals of police, the other central authorities to take all necessary measures for smooth implementation of this changeover. And may I also mention that the one appeal I would like to make to the citizens of country, to the members of the public, it is possible that there are people who are holding lot of unaccounted cash. My appeal to the members of the public is not to let yourself to be used by anyone for exchange of such notes in the banks, because the banks will keep record of identity of whoever goes to the bank counter. The banks have also installed video cameras in their premises, which will be recording the various people, which will be sort of recording the whole proceedings of the banking transactions. So our appeal to ordinary citizens is kindly, please do not allow yourself to be used by anybody else for exchanging their illegal cash. But yes, if you are carrying legal cash for your friend or your relative or for somebody, I mean, you are free to do that. So I'll stop here and leave it to Mr. Narona to take it forward.
यार नीचे हो जाओ ना, यार नीचे हो जाओ यार भाई, अरे नीचे हो जाओ यार, फोटो नीचे हो जाना यार, अरे नीचे हो जाओ यार, अरे नीचे हो जाओ यार, अरे शाबान नीचे हो जाओ,
Hello, 1 minute. Have patience, yeah. Don't worry. Everybody will get. Okay. Let me start with this lady. Yeah. We'll give everybody a chance. Yeah?
No, let me clarify. These are dummy copies because these are specimen notes. Sorry, these are specimen notes. because officially it will be released on 10th of November. So legally we cannot take out genuine notes before 10th of November, but these are specimen notes, and the notes will look exactly like this.
Yeah.
Good evening, sir. I'm Ruchi Bhatia from ET. Now, let me first begin by saying the jury is still out on what they should really make of this decision. Do you believe there'll be panic in the market once the banks open post the 9th and the 10th of November? And also, many people believe that this money will now be used for transaction into gold and may lead to rise in gold imports. What is your view on that?
One minute. Let them answer. Yeah.
Now,
I'll come back.
the Honorable Prime Minister has described in sufficient detail why this measure was necessary. This is necessary in the medium term and long term interest of our economy, to maintain the financial integrity and the economic integrity of our economy. This measure was necessary because you cannot have an economy with a shadow economy almost representing a substantial percentage of the real economy. As you know, the long shadow of the parallel economy, or the ghost economy as they call, the long shadow of the ghost economy has been a problem for the real economy. So if you want the real economy to grow, this shadow economy, this ghost economy, or the so-called parallel economy has to go. So therefore, net, it will be positive for our economy. It will add to the economic growth. That is our firm belief.
Yeah. No, 1 minute. Yeah, please give.
No,
her a
if it
chance.
is declared as, if it is declared as not legal tender from midnight tonight, if somebody is receiving these notes, he is doing so at his own risk, and he has to do it before 12 p.m. tonight for a legal transaction. After 12 p.m., after 12 or 12 midnight tonight, obviously it cannot be used. So if somebody is taking it, he is doing so at his own risk, and in any case he has to come to the bank and he has to account for it.
Yeah. One by one, let's go. Yeah, my dear. Yeah.
Sir, would there be a 1,000 rupee note, new one, a 1,000 rupee note?
No, there will be
note?
denominations of other denomination currency notes will be introduced over a period of time. They will be printed by the printing presses of the Reserve Bank of India. And other denomination notes starting from 10 rupees, 10, 20, 100 and also 1,000, they will be introduced in due course.
सर जो नए नोट है 500 और 2000 के, क्या वो 10 नवंबर से सर्कुलेशन में आ जाएंगे? और दूसरी बात, 24 नवंबर तक का लिमिट है कि 4,000 रुपए आप एक दिन में चेंज करा सकते हैं. 24 नवंबर के बाद क्या सिचुएशन होगी, अगर बता.
24 नवंबर को ये सिचुएशन जो है ये रिव्यू किया जाएगा. और पहला क्वेश्चन आपका था दी
इकोनॉमिक जर्नलिस्ट आ गए.
10 नवंबर से जो अभी फिलहाल जो 500 रुपया नोट और 2000 नोट सर्कुलेशन में आ जाएंगे. We have focused mostly on printing of 2,000 rupee notes because it will be easier to exchange the notes, the 500 and the 1,000 rupee notes. With the same number of notes, we can exchange higher value of money.
Yeah.
Sir, I'm Ashutosh from BTVI. You've said that all the proceedings at the banks will be recorded. So what kind of action can we expect on those who come to deposit the cash, and will there be any scrutiny, and will this information and all will be also shared with the income tax department?
Banking transaction, for conducting banking transaction, when the public comes, they have to produce their valid ID, and that will be recorded by the bank. So that is only to ensure that the public, whoever is depositing the money into their account, they are not binamis, they are their own, the money is their own. That will be recorded. So that is to ensure the genuineness of the operations by the party themselves. Anybody representing the third party transaction, there is a method, they should follow that method. So long as that method is followed with appropriate identity and appropriate documentation, that will also be permitted. In the normal course, any reporting that is required, because there is a standing instruction all over the world that cash transactions of above a limit will be reported to financial
No, this will definitely be reported to the concerned income tax authorities, and in any case, as you know, we have this system of reporting of certain transactions by the banks to the FIU. that is the, the Financial Intelligence Unit of India. They get information about various transactions from the various banks, and during this period, obviously the banks will take extra precaution, and the information obviously will be shared with the income tax department as may be necessary.
सर, जो 2000 के नोट्स हैं, इसका सोशल मीडिया पे पहले ही कुछ इस पिक्चर लोगों के सामने आ गए थे कि 2000 के नोट्स आने वाले हैं, तो क्या जो लोग जिनके पास ये बड़े नोट थे उनको पहले ही ये संदेह हो चुका था कि सरकार कुछ ऐसा कदम करने वाली है? ये नोट्स लोगों सोशल मीडिया पे कैसे सर्कुलेट हुए? इसके पिक्स जो आज आपने दिखाया पहले ही आ गया था। और दूसरी बात, जो नए डिज़ाइन के नोट्स आ रहे हैं, ये क्या ज़रूरी है कि इसको काउंटरफिट नहीं किया जा सकेगा? किस तरीके के इंतजाम किए गए हैं?
देखिए, जैसे पहले RBI गवर्नर ने बताया था और जैसे मैंने भी बताया था, हमारा जो नोट्स है इंडियन करेंसी नोट, अभी तक जो सिक्योरिटी फीचर्स उसका ब्रीच नहीं हुआ है। सिमिलर लुकिंग नोट्स मार्केट में कभी कभार सर्कुलेट होते हैं। और आप जो सोशल मीडिया के बारे में आप जो बात कर रहे हैं, ये जो नोट प्रिंटिंग में काफ़ी महीनों से चल रहा है, ये मतलब कल की बात नहीं है। और आप जो कह रहे हैं, मेरे जानकारी के हिसाब से आप सब लोगों को ये एक बहुत बड़ा, ये न्यूज़ इज़ अ बिग सरप्राइज। दिस इज़ अ सरप्राइज टू एवरीवन, एंड when in government also this information, only limited number of people were dealing with this subject in government and in the Reserve Bank of India. So this was not known to anybody. And social media में जो आ रहा है, that is ये the notes जो है वो काफ़ी महीनों से, पिछले कई महीनों से वो प्रिंटिंग में था। और प्रिंटिंग के बाद वो भी प्रिंटिंग प्रेस से जो करेंसी चेस्ट्स होते हैं रिजर्व बैंक को, वहाँ पे भी ट्रांसपोर्टेशन हुआ था। कहीं पे कोई आजकल जो मॉडर्न टेक्नोलॉजी में किसी ना किसी ने एक फ़ोटोग्राफ ले लिया होगा, लेकिन इसका जो 2000 रुपया नोट इंट्रोड्यूस किया जाएगा, ये भी रिजर्व बैंक का बोर्ड ने कई महीने पहले, इन्होंने रिजर्व बैंक बोर्ड में इसके मतलब a decision was taken in the Reserve Bank Central Board that new 2000 rupee notes also will be adopted. तो इसमें कोई मतलब this information was not known to anybody, and printing during the distribution, it is possible somebody has taken a photograph, and we will look into it, but nobody knew about this decision. I think this decision has come as a surprise to all of you, and I think surprise to the whole country. It's a very positive decision. Let me again reiterate, and as the Honorable Prime Minister has mentioned, I think he has appealed to all sections of society to extend their full support to this particular new scheme, and I'm sure the media also will extend their necessary support through their own analysis.
Sir, Rituparna from CNBC TV18 this side. Firstly, sir, by when do you expect that normalcy will be restored as far as the currency note circulation is concerned? And secondly, how does circulation of a 2000 rupee note effectively curb black money?
You see, initially there could be, as we have already explained, initially there could be some inconvenience for about 15 days or so, 15-20 days. Initially there could be inconvenience, but as we go by, the supply of the new notes will increase. And so far as 2000 rupee notes are concerned, first aspect we have to consider is the inflation. I think the 1000 rupee notes were introduced in 2000-2001. So it's 15 years ago. So naturally the value of, due to inflation, the real value of the rupee has also declined. And 2000 rupee notes are introduced to begin with to make, as I explained earlier, to make the process of exchange of new notes. Because with the same number of pieces, you can exchange a higher value of currency notes. So that is why a focus has been given on printing of 2000 rupee notes. But as we go about, the Reserve Bank of India will monitor and regulate the release of 2000 rupee notes into the market.
Sir, Arup from Business Standard. Have you done a calculation of how much it will cost the banking system to carry out this transaction through December 31st? And if so, can you share that with us?
Calculation we have not made. I think when we take a larger policy decision, this is in any case the notes have to be printed. In any case, no new notes are continuously printed by the printing presses of the Reserve Bank of India. And so, I mean, additional cost in terms of rejecting the old notes that is a very, very, very minuscule price compared to the gains that the economy will make.
Special arrangements. Yeah, the special arrangements will be like this. Yeah, all over the country, all the bank branches, that is whether it is a public sector, private sector, foreign banks, or cooperative banks, including post office offices also, they will be opening additional counters, and we have requested the banks to have extended hours for the public transaction. So that way, by ample time will be available for the public to exchange the notes or credit the notes into their accounts. So these are the special arrangements which have been made, and the help desk is also available where whenever anybody has some problem, they can be approached for appropriate resolution.
Hi sir, this is Aftab from Newsrise. I just wanted to understand if there will be any kind of impact as far as liquidity is concerned in the financial markets.
No, there will be no impact on liquidity on the wholesale markets. This has got very little impact, and if at all there is any, we will make sure that it is addressed, and there will be no disruption in any of the markets that are regulated by us.
Yeah. Have you finished? I just want to supplement that during this period, that is even tomorrow and day after, issuance of checks, electronic transactions by use of credit card, debit card, electronic wallets, and all electronic transactions against individuals' bank accounts will continue. So therefore, there is no change. So all electronic transactions which involve payments from account of a business firm, a company, or an individual, all those transactions will continue even tomorrow, day after, and thereafter.
सर दो छोटे छोटे क्लैरिफिकेशन चाहिए। एक तो आप जो नए 2000 के नोट आ रहे हैं उसके बारे में काफ़ी सुना है, अगर आपके फीचर्स के बारे में बता पाए कि उनको काउंटरफेट कर पाएंगे या नहीं कर पाएंगे, या जीपीएस इनेबल्स कुछ है उसमें ऐसे फीचर्स हैं उसके अंदर, तो उसके बारे में अगर बता पाए। और दूसरा, क्या अगर कोई आदमी लेने नोट एक्सचेंज कराना चाहता तो उसको किसी तरह का आइडेंटिटी प्रोड्यूस करना होगा, आधार कार्ड के साथ लिंक होगा, उस तरह का कुछ है आपका?
सिक्योरिटी फीचर्स बहुत हैं ये नए नोटों में भी। इधर so far no security features have been breached, so same security features are available in these new notes also. इसका डिज़ाइन अलग है, ये डिज़ाइन में भी हम इम्प्रूव किए हैं, सिक्योर्ड डिज़ाइन फीचर्स लगे हुए हैं, इसलिए ये इनको कॉपी करना उतना आसान नहीं है। It is an eternal effort from us to continuously improve the security features of the notes. So continuously we will be improving.
इसमें I want to mention, एक मिनट please. I want to mention that all these notes, new notes, are Braille compliant. Even for a blind person, this is Braille compliant, because if you see, there are some lines. There are some, lines on the side. A blind person can feel those lines, and from that he will know what is the denomination of the notes. So these are Braille compliant.
Yeah. Sir, you said that this particular decision must have come as a surprise to everyone. I want to know, sir, when exactly was this decided that you need to stop? If you can just throw light on that, and how many consultations? You said the chief secretaries were sensitized. So were they sensitized at that moment when you took this decision, or when? I mean,
no, the chief secretaries have been sensitized only after the decision was announced by the Honorable Prime Minister, and the chief secretaries were sensitized about the steps which they are now required to take. So therefore, and this matter has been under consultation, discussion and internal consultations in the government for a very long time. So I would feel that there is no need to go into the process which led to this decision. I think what we should be focusing on is the outcome and the decision itself.
Myself Arjun Deshpremi from UNI. Sir, I just wanted to know from layman point of view, you almost banned the 500 and 1,000 rupees note. Then it is banned. Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, sir. Then what was the need to go for 2,000 note? And will it not make it easy in len-den, like bribe or other things? And will it not make it easy in future to store black money?
ना आप देखिए, मैं वही एक्सप्लेन कर रहा था, एक शॉर्ट पीरियड में, क्योंकि मार्केट में बहुत सारे 500 और 1,000 रुपये नोट सर्कुलेशन में है, उसको अगर जल्द से जल्द रिप्लेस करना है, जो लीगल मनी है उसको जल्द से जल्द अगर रिप्लेस करनी हो, तो उतने ही नंबर पीसेस में अगर हम 2,000 के नोट बनाते हैं तो वो जल्दी मतलब उसको रिप्लेस कर सकते हैं मार्केट में। उसका कारण यही था। सेकेंड, जैसे मैंने बताया, मैं अगेन आई एम रिपीटिंग माई सेल्फ, release of 2,000, infusion of 2,000 rupee currency notes in the market will be monitored and regulated by the Reserve Bank of India. So it is not as if, these 2,000 rupee notes will be will be pumped into the market without any regulation.
Sir, this is Devina Gupta from India Today. Just wanted to get a clarification for those common man who would be lining up tomorrow. First of all, do we have enough in reserve to ensure that 500 and 1,000 rupee notes that are given will have equal compensation? And second is that what about the fake currency that is coming from cross-border areas? Because this is just one bold step to check the notes which have been circulated, which are fake. Will there also be bold steps to ensure that the 2,000 rupee note and the 500 note that is being unveiled, apart from the technology, there would be a crackdown on these centers which are, circulating the fake currency?
You see, the various law enforcement and other concerned agencies have been informed, and they will be taking necessary action to monitor, regulate, and to crack down as may be necessary. I cannot go into the details of what instructions have been issued. And these notes, introduction of these notes, you see, even to without breaching the security features, even to imitate the currency note also is a very, it's not an easy process. It takes months and years. So therefore, it's not something which those who counterfeit these currencies, they will be able to do it, overnight or in a very short time. So it's a big challenge for them.
The first part I will answer. That is, full value will be given. There is no discount or anything. Face value, whatever is there, so long as it is a genuine note, they will get the full value.
अच्छा सर, जो अभी से जैसे पेट्रोल पंप पे अभी आप जाइए तो वो नहीं ले रहे हैं 500 के 1,000 के नोट अभी से।
नहीं, हमने एग्जेम्पशंस दिया हुआ है। प्रधानमंत्री जी उनके एड्रेस टू द नेशन ने बिल्कुल साफ साफ बताया है कि अगले 72 घंटे के लिए कुछ ट्रांजैक्शंस में आप जो है ये 500 रुपी नोट अभी जो चल रहे हैं 500 रुपी नोट और 1,000 रुपी नोट, आप उसको अगले 72 घंटे के लिए आप उसको यूज़ कर सकते हैं। जैसे कि सरकारी हॉस्पिटल हो या जो मिल्क बूथ हो, सरकारी जो मिल्क बूथ हो या जो कोऑपरेटिव कंज्यूमर स्टोर्स हो या जो पेट्रोल बंक्स, पब्लिक सेक्टर ऑयल मार्केटिंग कंपनीज़ के द्वारा ऑथोराइज्ड जो पेट्रोल और डीजल बंक्स हो, वो हमारे प्रेस नोट में इसके बारे में सारे डिटेल्स दिए गए हैं। प्रधानमंत्री जी ने भी इसके बारे में उनके स्पीच में काफ़ी विस्तृत रूप में जिक्र किया था।
Sir, you spoke about terror financing. So here, sir, over here. So you spoke about terror financing. So what is this draft protocol of cooperation between Council of Heads of Financial Intelligence Units of the Commonwealth of Intelligent States and the Eurasian Group on combating money laundering and terror? As you know, this is something that the government looked at today.
Yeah, you know, the conference, the meeting of the Eurasian Group members are going on. And it has started on the 7th. It goes on till the 11th. 11th, based on the approval of the cabinet today, 11th we will be releasing the details of the kind of protocol that we are entering into between the Eurasian countries, the CIS and the other countries.
Sir, with limitation in banks, do you think that they would be able to exchange the kind of rush they will be having at their counter? And second question, if somebody is having one crore in cash, accounted money, 1 lakh in cash and that too accounted money, will he be able to exchange entire lot in one day? Because there is a 4,000 limit.
No, you see, money, there is no restriction on depositing 500 rupee notes and 1,000 rupee notes into your bank account. There is no restriction. You can deposit into your own account, but initially, drawal from the bank account is restricted to 10,000 rupees per day, subject to a limit of 20,000 rupees per week. That is initially, because we don't want all notes to be just cornered by a few people by drawing lakhs of rupees in cash. So therefore, there is no restriction on depositing your legal, legitimate 500 rupee notes, which form part of your legitimate income or your legitimate wealth. 500 rupee notes or 1,000 rupee notes can be deposited into your bank account without any limitation, without any monetary limit.
Dr. Patel, I am Rahul Srivastava from NDTV. Chief, just out of curiosity, what is the volume of the presence of 500 and 1,000 rupee notes in the economy right now, which will eventually get sucked out and will be replaced by new notes with your signatures on it?
500 rupee notes are something like 16 billion notes are in circulation, and 1,000 rupee notes, 6.6 billion notes are in circulation.
Just repeat the numbers. Just a second.
Just repeat. Can you please? 500 rupee notes are in, the notes which are in circulation are about 16.5 billion notes. 16.5 billion notes. Billion.
Notes, pieces.
Notes, pieces, number of pieces. And 1,000 rupee notes, they are in circulation about 6.7 billion notes.
So about 14 lakh.
Roughly.
Yeah,
roughly.
I thank all the dignitaries on the dais, and friends, thank you for being here.
मेरा बहुत काम है ऑफिस में, प्लीज.
So you were listening to a press conference being addressed by RBI Governor Urjit Patel, senior RBI officials and Economic Affairs Secretary with the Government of India, giving more details on how this will work after midnight tonight, since from midnight tonight 500 and 1,000 rupee notes will not be legal tender, and